Luke, very good to see you. Happy New Year. Today we are discussing 5 financial resolutions to get us set up for a happy and successful 2024. So we are revisiting this. It's an annual fan favorite, but we have some new action steps that we can take now to set ourselves up for success. So 5 resolutions to talk through today. And the first one is meet your match, or as my dad says, don't leave free money on the table.
Yes, absolutely. So happy New Year to you as well. But yeah, point number one is a big one. Knowing what your employer match may be if you are enrolled into an employer retirement savings plan. And as your dad says, don't leave the free money on the table. So if you have to contribute a certain percentage in order to get the maximum match, make sure you are at the very least contributing that percentage.
Mhm. Second, contribute more to your retirement accounts, especially those Roth accounts. But is there a percentage you'd recommend? And then of that, how much of it should be going into a Roth account?
Yeah, so a couple questions to go through there for sure. I think some of the online 401k provider programs will actually allow you to set yourself up for automatic increases on the first of every year. And January 1st of each year can be a good time to kind of set yourself and readjust your goals moving forward. Now, on the Roth versus traditional side of things, historically, we are still for 2024 looking like we're going to be in some of the lower tax brackets, comparatively speaking, versus where we've been in the past. So, always certainly an important piece to know that you're diversified, between different asset classes, but also maintaining diversity between your different pieces of how everything is taxed can be very important. So, if you're in an early working year, or you feel like your income may go up in the future, or like most people, you think that our effective tax brackets are going to go up in the future, it might make sense at this time to weight yourself a little more heavily towards the Roth contributions versus traditional.
hmm And then next, you think this might be the most important resolution, create a budget.
The most important and arguably the least fun for a
I
lot of
agree.
people, which is having a budget, knowing what is going out the door is obviously going to help set the stage of how much you can keep saved. So December's maybe not the best example to use. I know a lot of us
Mm,
kind of tick that spending up a little bit there at the end of the year. But knowing what your fixed expenses are, what your variable expenses are, and what's going out the door each month can help you set a precedent for what makes the most sense to set aside for retirement. As we talk about quite a bit, retirement contributions, you generally aren't putting the money in and then having the ability to turn around and take that right back
mhm.
out because of the tax advantages and the early withdrawal penalties. So you need to know what the budget is so you can better set an idea of what your retirement savings percentage should be.
And then that also leads into resolution number 4, which is build an emergency fund.
Yes. So always make sure that you're keeping enough in savings, checking, money market, other fully liquid funds that if something were to come up, you've got the money there that's available. And you don't have to worry about having any penalties by taking the money and getting it back in your possession. So 6 to 9 months is a pretty general rule of thumb. If you know what that monthly budget is, have 6 to 9 months ready and available in a liquid source.
Mhm. And then last, you say insure yourself. Building an emergency fund is, of course, a great first step, but insuring yourself means that not only you, but your family will be okay in case the worst happens.
Absolutely. And taking that budget number, tying that into what is never a fun conversation to have, which is if I'm here today and not here tomorrow, how my
Right.
family is going to fare without that fixed or without that ordinary income that you're used to having. So setting yourself down and saying, okay, at the beginning of each year, every year you get 1 year older, just as everybody else does. And it becomes more and more important to start to think about those sorts of things. Again, never a fun conversation, but making sure that you're not jeopardizing any sort of your longevity or anything like that, or even the value of your estate by not having a plan or a life insurance or disability or anything like that you may need. So
Mhm.
the first of the year, a new year, a resolution, getting those things sorted out and taking action on them can be a big one.
Some of these action steps I feel like are pretty straightforward. Some should require a conversation with a professional. So, look, if somebody wants to have that conversation with you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, every case is unique, and if you want to sit down and go over yours in the specifics, as always, they can reach us at our website, ikenberryretirement.com, and you can click the schedule on there, or reach us by phone, 937-498-1128, and we'd be happy to sit down and talk through those pieces with you.
All right, Luke, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.